Right, people. I've just finished a recording a tutorial on lists, writing lists for combinations when you try to work out probability. And I thought, great time just to move on and do you one for sample space diagrams. Okay, so a sample space diagram is a progression really of writing a list to show some combinations. So sample space diagrams work slightly differently to lists, but they're again really good at showing all of the outcomes from, say, two independent events in this case. So I'm going to use these dice, red dice and the white dice here, to explain. Okay. Now, another thing I'll say quickly is I've been doing these screencasts with Photoshop and a few other bits, and I've been learning this stuff as I've gone along. And I've tried this time to do it a little bit differently, so I don't have to pause the recording and then play again. It might go wrong, but I think it's quite good for you to see the process of me trying to learn how to do something that's completely alien to me, because you've got to persevere, you've got to keep trying. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so if we're rolling the red dice, okay, let's have a look. Okay, we can get we can score a 1 through a 6, can't we? So on a sample space diagram, you would list the outcomes you get from one event. Okay. And then you would also list, on the other side of the table, the outcomes you get from the second event, which the second event here is rolling the white dice. So if we rolled the white dice, again, we can get 1 through 6 as the scores on the white dice. So sample space diagram just lays out the different outcomes based on rolling the red dice and the white dice, and in this case, adding the two numbers together. Now, the question will tell you whether they want things times in, like spinners times, or adding or taking away from each other or whatever. But this, we'll keep it simple and we'll put it up here. We're just going to add these numbers together. So you said about filling in your sample space diagram. So obviously, we do this quite quickly. 1 add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Although these are quite easy, on an exam it's really easy to make a mistake. So just take your time. Okay, so 1 add, so we've got 1 add 2 goes into here, which is 3. Okay, 2 add 2 goes into here. 4, etc. 3 add 2, 5, 4 add 2, 6, 5 add 2, 7, 8. Where's my 7 gone? There you go. And we continue. So now 3 add 1 is 4, 3 add 2 is 5, etc., etc. And you quickly pick up that there's a pattern to these, but don't worry, take your time, make sure you get it right. It's important that you get them right. So if we continue to fill this in, I'll do this quickly, otherwise you'll get very bored. So obviously 6 adds 6 here, so we've got 6 add 6 is 12, and that's the highest number you can get when you have two dice together. So this is our sample space diagram if we roll a red dice and a white dice and we add the scores together. What these give you, so what each of these individuals, so if we take the 10 here, okay, all these individual numbers inside this space, so inside here, okay, are all the possible outcomes we get from these two events. Okay, so if we have a look, if we count the total number of outcomes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6. So we're going to have 36 total outcomes. Okay, 36 total outcomes in our sample space. All right. And a bit like lists, what these do is these then let us work out probability. So if I wanted, I want to know the probability of rolling an 8. Okay, I could circle all the outcomes that were 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so again, looking at my fraction, 5 would go on the top, okay, because that's the number of outcomes that I want, okay, out of a total of 36, okay. So they're really, really useful. You can work out probably an odd number, even number, prime number, you know, there's all sorts of things you can do once you've got your sample space right. Okay, so we'll do another example. We'll run through that quite quick, and then I'll show you questions. So now I shouldn't have to pause it. I should just do this on Photoshop. Good. Yes, we're there. Right. So this time we're going to look at adding the scores of the two spinners. Okay. So again, to lay out our sample space, we look at if this is spinner A and this is spinner B. We can say, okay, from spinner A, our options are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. From spinner B, our options are just 1, 2, 3. Because here they are. Look, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Good. So if we're adding these, 1 add 1, 2. I almost put 1 then. 1 add 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 add 2 goes in here, 3. 1 add 3 is 4 goes in here. So you can see how we're putting the numbers into this. Take your time, be careful. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, because 3 add 4 is 7. Okay, good. Now, this time, we had 36 total outcomes before. This time, much more simple sample space. We've got these are our total outcomes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 total outcomes. Okay. Sorry about the writing there. It's pretty messy, but we'll crack on. Now, say I wanted to say, what's the probability of scoring a 5 when I add these two together? Again, I can circle all the outcomes that I want, which are the 5s. Got my fraction, 5 out of a total of 12. And there you go. That's your probability of scoring a 5. 5 out of 12. Oh, hang on. No, it's not, Mr. Barnes. It's 3, because there's 1, 2, 3 options. I'm going to leave that mistake in because it shows you've got to be careful. And I also need to practice rubbing things out. Here we are. Yes, get rid of you. Hey, it's good, isn't it? Simple things. 3 out of 12. Excellent. Okay. Good stuff, which we can simplify down to a quarter. Right. Good. Now, let's see if you can do it. Let's have a look at some questions. So again, I shouldn't have to pause it. I should just be able to look at my layers. Let's get rid of that. Let's put those on and give them a go. Right, I'll pause it up because question 1 is draw the sample space diagram to show the possible outcomes if the score on spinner A is multiplied. Remember, so it's multiplied. Let's make sure we... Let's say, there you go, multiplied. So we're multiplying these two up by the score on spinner B. Question 2, what's the probability of scoring more than 5? And question 3, what's the probability of scoring an even number? Now, key to this is drawing your sample space. Okay, so give that a good go and then check your answers, which are coming up soon. So pause it because I'm going to change layers. There you go. There are your answers. Happy days. Have a look, see how you got on, and then, as I always say, come and catch me in school if you need any more help. Okay, brilliant. Good stuff.